What's up, YouTube? What's up, everybody? This is Russ, and I want to welcome all of you to RW Vision. I cover multiple sports like college football, NFL, and NBA. Also, I post traveling events, live games, and live events. Today, we got a lot to discuss. Guys, last week was probably one of the best weeks of college football, period. Okay, college football was amazing last week. We had so many upsets, we had so many blowouts, we had so many everything last week. I mean, guys, I couldn't ask for a better weekend of college football. I actually didn't go anywhere. I stayed at home and watched football all day. Didn't bother anybody, didn't answer the phone for nobody. I just watched college football all day long, Saturday and Sunday, NFL and college football. Guys, I couldn't ask for a better weekend. I couldn't ask for a better weekend when it came to college football. Guys, we had so many things. Ole Miss finally broke their record versus Auburn. They finally overcame that 6-year losing streak they had against Auburn by blowing Auburn out. I mean, they still haven't played that many good competition, but they won against Auburn. Okay, Michigan. Now the Michigan and Penn State game was very interesting. The game was very close. It was about 17-16 in the halftime, and Michigan and finally they pulled away on Penn State. And they had Penn State as a top 5 defense for some reason. I mean, of course, Penn State had a top 5 defense. They didn't play anybody. I think their best win so far before they played Michigan was Auburn, and Auburn is probably the worst team in the SEC West this year. I mean, the Michigan fans are outrageous in Twitter, guys. You really can't you can't criticize Michigan fans. I know you can't criticize Alabama fans, but you cannot criticize certain teams, man, for people. They will blow up your Twitter, man. I talked about how terrible Penn State was before the game. They're talking about, oh, Penn State, they had a top 5 defense of stopping the run. They was ranked number 10 in the nation. I mean, come on, man. They had all this noise to talk about. Man, guys, I'm going to tell you right now, I am so glad that Penn State lost, but I'm going to be even gladder and happier when Ohio State trashed and beat down Michigan. I'm telling you, Michigan got lucky last year. They lucky it snowed last year. Ohio State probably would have beat them. Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm not even an Ohio State fan, but I picked Ohio State to go undefeated in the Big Ten East. Okay. Also, another game you talked about, I want to talk about was Oklahoma remains relevant in the conference by beating Kansas. So Oklahoma is relevant again. They beat Kansas. Y'all don't know Kansas was ranked and Kansas was undefeated for a while. So that was a big win for Oklahoma. Texas They won 3 in a row, guys. Texas won 3 in a row. They beat West Virginia. They beat Oklahoma, and they beat Iowa State. All right. So also you got Coastal Carolina. They got upset by Old Dominion. That score was 49-21. That game wasn't even close. Old Dominion blew the doors off of Coastal Carolina. Coastal Carolina is one of those undefeated teams I talked about last week, and they got their doors beat off of them. I mean, that game was unexpected. I couldn't believe that game happened. Another game I want to talk about was Illinois. Illinois remains relevant in a Big Ten West. I mean, goodness gracious, they are ranked in the nation, guys. Illinois is ranked. They beat Minnesota 26-14. What can you say, Minnesota? I really spoke highly of you guys when you guys were undefeated, but you guys lost 2 straight games in a row. You guys are in trouble, Minnesota. So, whoop-de-doo. Miami finally wins a ACC game, beating Virginia Tech this year. So they got their first ACC win. Could they be getting better? We'll see. We'll talk about that. They got a big game against Duke, and so Duke might be one of those bowl eligible teams, and so will Miami be fighting to be bowl eligible as well. Tennessee. Now this is the game that everybody wants to hear about. Everybody want to talk about. Tennessee defeated Alabama, and guys, I saw that whole game. That game was ridiculous at the end. The referees beat Alabama. I'm gonna tell you right now. Alabama fought hard for that game to come back into that game, but the referees did not want Tennessee to lose this game. They called this roughing the passer call, pass interference call. I mean, goodness, Bryce Young couldn't get a roughing the passer call to save his life. I'm talking about the Tennessee defenders was hitting him hard, man. I'm talking about hard. I don't know what to say about these fans, man. I don't know what to say about the referees. But, guys, Tennessee deserved to win. That's all I can say. They won. Continue on. But the Tennessee and Georgia game will be a must-see game. The Tennessee and Georgia game will probably be the best game on TV when they play. Alabama is probably the most undisciplined team in the country. They lead the nation in penalties, and they also lead the nation in drop passes. The Alabama that we all know is not the same Alabama. and they play Mississippi State at Alabama this year. This year at Tuscaloosa this weekend Saturday. Alabama gave up 52 points, guys. That is the most they ever gave up since 1907. That is a lot of points they gave up. Guys, I'm so disappointed. This game I'm about to talk about, the LSU and Florida game. Florida, they really pissed me off, man. The offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator needs to be fired at Florida. I don't care. They just clean house, man. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with Billy Napier and this offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. We gave 42 points, the first 42 points. LSU got the ball 6 times. They scored every drive. The first 6 drives they scored, they had 42 points. They was blowing us out at first, and then we eventually came back in the end, and we actually had a chance to beat them. They didn't call. We got an interception, and the referee called roughing the passer, and that was the game. LSU got the first down. He ran the clock down. Ball game. But basically, that game was over with. I can't say anything. But hey, that is a recap what happened last week. Now we're gonna talk about this coming weekend, guys. We got 9 undefeated. I will repeat, 9 undefeated FBS teams. We got Ohio State still undefeated. We got Tennessee undefeated, Georgia undefeated, Clemson undefeated, Michigan undefeated, Ole Miss undefeated, TCU undefeated, UCLA undefeated, and oh my gosh, Syracuse Orangemen are undefeated, guys. The team that lost up out of there is Alabama, Oklahoma State, Penn State, James Madison, Coastal Carolina, and USC. Guys, USC finally played a good team, and they finally lost. Utah put them down, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we're going to talk about the games coming up this weekend. Guys, there are some games that I want to discuss with you guys. I want to talk about the Alabama-Mississippi State game first. Guys, Mississippi State, I think they got the big head this past weekend. They had the big head when they played Kentucky. I'm going to tell you right now, if we have a big head again, if we don't humble ourselves, we're going to lose every game this year. The remaining game, we might even lose. Well, we can't lose to Auburn. I don't think we'll lose to Auburn. But, guys, if we don't get our heads together and humble ourselves at Mississippi State and Starkville, we are going to get our butts torn up. There is no way we should have lost to Kentucky. There is no way we should have only 20 rushing yards. There is no way we should only have 200 passing yards on how many passing attempts we have every game. I don't understand. Kentucky locked us down. Kentucky beat us at Kentucky. And I'm going to say right now, it's like there's a bunch of old people at the Kentucky games. Where's y'all student session, Lexington, Kentucky? Do y'all even have a student session? I mean, it's like a bunch of older people at the games. But anyway, like I said, the game is in Tuscaloosa, Mississippi State, Alabama. Alabama, they lead the nation in drop passes. They lead the nation in penalties. Will they turn it around this weekend? I don't know, but they will. They have to. I mean, they will if I know Nick Saban. I mean, Nick Saban is not going to keep on having this, this bull crap going on at Alabama. I'm going to tell you right now, he's the greatest coach in college football history. I think he's a heck of a coach. But there are some question marks I have at Alabama. Can Mississippi State go in there and win? Yeah, they do. They can go in there and win. But, guys, they have to put up with, they have to be strong with this team, man. They got to come in there with their heads up and be humble and execute. The one thing about Kentucky game, we did not execute. We did not execute when we needed to on defense or offense. If we go in the game and not execute, Alabama will probably beat the brakes off of us. Is Alabama favored by 21 points? Yes, they are. Were they favored by 21 points last year? Yes, they were. Alabama would probably, Alabama would probably win this game, but can we go in there and upset Alabama? That would be great. I mean, that would be a Hollywood, a holiday for me. That would be a terrific holiday. If we beat, man, I tell you what, man, we mess around and beat Alabama, I might take the week off. I really might take the week off and just party all weekend and all week. Guys, that would be amazing birthday present, Christmas present for me. We upset Alabama, but we'll see. Another game I want to talk about is UCLA and Oregon. Guys, these are the two best. These are the two best Pac-12 teams. Okay, you got UCLA undefeated. You got Oregon. They haven't lost since they lost to Georgia. Guys, I'm going to tell you right now, UCLA has the best running back in the Pac-12, and they have a Heisman candidate quarterback and DTR. DTR is amazing. Guys, this guy, I talked about him earlier in the Pac-12 video I had earlier this year. Guys, this guy's amazing, okay? Oregon is amazing too. They got a pretty good defense. They got a first round draft pick linebacker, and they also got Bo Nix. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, Auburn fans, guys. Bo Nix is doing better than what he was doing at Auburn. Bo Nix is having the best season of his career. I'm gonna tell you right now. And so, guys, this is gonna be a good game. I will pick Georgia to win this game. I think Georgia has the defense, the better defense. I think that their defense can contain the running back and quarterback. I know that UCLA has a really good offense, but so does Oregon. Oregon can run the ball and throw the ball, and Bo Nix is very exciting this year. I actually like to watch Bo Nix play. When he was at Auburn, I saw some things that I liked about Bo Nix. He never gave up. I think he cared a little too much, and I think he wanted to be the hero too much at Auburn, and that kind of helped. That kind of made him make these mistakes. Okay, but I got Oregon win this game. I would not be surprised UCLA remained undefeated. But guys, I got Oregon win this game. Guys, I'm gonna tell you right now, the next game I'm talking about is serious. Texas and Oklahoma State. As you know, I picked Oklahoma State to win the Big 12. I'm still gonna pick with Oklahoma State. I think Oklahoma State can win, but I do not know what's going on with Spencer, their quarterback. I think he's hurt. Will he be out? I think so. Will he be able to play? We'll see. It might be a game time decision for him to play. But I'm gonna tell you right now, whoever is a Texas hater, I saw it on Twitter. You guys were like, oh, you barely beat Iowa State. Y'all barely beat Iowa State. You only won 24-20 and y'all was at home. Well, guys, I'm going to tell you right now. It is possible when you have Oklahoma, games between Oklahoma, Iowa State, and Oklahoma State. It is possible to sleep on Iowa State, okay? It is possible because you want to beat Oklahoma, you want to beat Oklahoma State. Those are better teams. And you already know the rivalry between those teams. You already know the history between these teams. They won when they slept on the team, basically. Texas did what they supposed to do. They beat the team they were supposed to beat at the end of the day. Don't matter how many points they won by, they did it. Okay? You can even see the student session. As you can see, they had posted the student session of Texas right before the game started, and the student session was like half empty, guys. I'm not kidding. The student session was horrible. Will Mississippi State fans ever have a bad student session? No, we would have a deep student session no matter. We can play Eastern Washington, and we would definitely have a good student session. But in Texas, guys, they had a bad student session. The players was not really enthusiastic about the game. The fans was not enthusiastic about the game. So, therefore, it was tough. But anyway, they end up winning. This game is going to be different, okay? One thing about it, Texas has only lost to Texas Tech and Bama. Now, they should have beat Texas Tech. They overlooked Texas Tech, but they did not overlook Iowa State, and they've been on a 3-game winning streak. I'm going to tell you right now, if Spencer did not play for Oklahoma State, Texas will win the game because Quinn Evers will lead the team to victory. But if Spencer plays quarterback, if he's in the backfield for Oklahoma State, yes, I will pick Oklahoma State to win this game, okay? And I would definitely pick the over on this game. Whatever this over is, I would definitely pick the over on this game. I see a lot of points being scored on this Texas-Oklahoma State game. Okay? Mark my words. Now, let's go to the next game. The next game I want to talk about is Syracuse and Clemson. Guys, I never, ever thought I would ever see the day when I have to say that this game will determine the ACC Atlantic Division. Guys, whoever win this game would definitely probably play North Carolina for the ACC championship game. It's just plain and simple. We got 2 undefeated teams in the ACC. Syracuse is undefeated. Clemson's undefeated. I did not see this coming. Matter of fact, I picked Louisville back early in the season to beat Syracuse. And Syracuse just keep on surprising me and proving me wrong. There ain't nothing I can do. These boys are playing good. I'm going to tell you right now. Syracuse is very good. Sean Tucker is the best running back in the ACC. Okay? They also got a pretty dynamic wide receiver. They got the number 2 wide receiver in receiving yards, and they got a pretty good quarterback, and they got a pretty good defense. Now, the thing I do want to talk about this now is Clemson defense and their offense. DJ Uiagalelei is probably the second best quarterback right now in the ACC. Okay, behind Drake May for North Carolina. I'm gonna tell you right now, Drake May for North Carolina is the real deal. But let's not talk about him until we have to. Right now, we're talking about DJ. DJ is playing better than last year. Most improved player of the year so far. I'm gonna tell you right now, if they had a most improved player, it would have to be DJ Ugalele. Last year, DJ was terrible for Clemson. This year, he's looking outstanding for Clemson. Guys, let me break down between the Clemson and Syracuse. Points per game, 38. Clemson, 13. Syracuse. Those are the points per game between those two teams. Yards per game, Clemson, 247 passing yards per game. 170 rushing yards per game. Clemson. Syracuse, 173 passing yards per game. Syracuse. 95 rushing yards per game. So there's a big gap in offense and defense on this team, okay? I'm picking Clemson to win this game. I would not. Guys, I don't think Syracuse can beat this team. I really think Clemson has a chance to go undefeated. I know I only picked Clemson to lose one game. That was Notre Dame. But after I seen Notre Dame this year, I don't think Clemson will even lose to Notre Dame. I wouldn't be surprised if Clemson go undefeated in the ACC this year and winning the ACC championship this year and going to a playoff game. Now, another game I want to talk about is the Ole Miss LSU game. Guys, this game will be closer than you guys think. I'm going to be honest with you. This game is at LSU. Ole Miss can run the ball on anybody. Ole Miss can run the ball with their quarterback and two running backs. Their running back, Zach Evans, is probably one of the best running backs in the SEC. If he's not the best at running back in the SEC, he's not far behind from the best running back in the SEC. I'm going to tell you right now, Ole Miss, they can beat LSU, but guys, LSU is probably the most improved team in the SEC right now. At first, LSU was getting a lot of trash talk. They did beat Florida State. Florida State beat them in New Orleans. Was basically a home game for LSU. And then LSU fans, I gotta give it to y'all. Y'all are staying with your team no matter what. LSU fans are very close with their team, and they don't give up on their team. And Brian Kelly might be most improved coach, man. Who knows? He might be newcomer coach of the year for the SEC. Who knows? But I tell you what, LSU is a tough team to play at LSU for sure. LSU, if this was a night game, I would definitely pick LSU. But even if it's not a night game, I think LSU is very improved, okay? I would not be surprised if LSU win this game versus Ole Miss because, first of all, Ole Miss, they only beat Kentucky. That's it. Everybody else, I mean, come on, man. They beat Troy. Who else they beat? Vanderbilt. Guys, they did not have a tough schedule, okay? The toughest part of Ole Miss schedule is coming up now. They got to play Alabama. They got to play Mississippi State. They got to play LSU. Guys, their schedule is not going to be easy now. Okay, the easy part, I'm sorry, Ole Miss fans. I apologize. Guys, the worst part of your schedule is now. The first half of the season is gone. The second half of your season is tough to be an Ole Miss fan because you guys are going to have some losses. You guys will not remain undefeated for long. If you guys even get past LSU, who cares? You won't be undefeated for long. I'm going to just tell you that right now. You're not going to be undefeated, all right? Now, as far as the FCS, I do want to talk about some teams. Jackson State is undefeated, and they are number 6 in the nation in the FCS. Guys, I'm going to tell you right now, and shout out to Jackson State, and shout out to everybody that's going to be at homecoming. If you are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and smash that like button. Let me know what you guys think about these upcoming games. Guys, we got a lot of games. It won't be like last week, but we got a lot of good games this week because we got a lot of teams that are trying to prove themselves after a loss. And we got some teams that lost about 2 games that's trying to prove themselves, that's trying to be at bowl eligible and trying to compete for a big bowl game. We still got a lot of fight in these teams. These teams still got a lot of fight, guys. I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be a pretty good weekend. It won't be as good as last weekend, but it will be a great weekend. So, Mississippi State Bulldogs.